Greetings, Gary Gentry with Quality Residential Inspections in Raleigh, North Carolina here. So you've decided you're going to buy a house and you know you're going to have a home inspection, but how are you going to go about finding a really great, awesome professional home inspector? Buying a home, to most of us anyway, is often an expensive and scary endeavor. Even for seasoned, experienced home buyers, the process is typically not without some degree of trepidation and apprehension. Much of that apprehension has to do with the physical condition of the property. Whether or not the house is in reasonably good condition, whether the house is really as good as it looks, or whether it's a well-disguised money pit just waiting to steal your money away in the form of unanticipated repairs and expenses. Enter the home inspector, the guy or gal that will give the home a thorough assessment and report to you on its physical condition so that you can make an informed purchase decision. How are you going to effectively track down and choose a good professional inspector? Well, there are a few time-proven strategies. You might ask your family, friends, or neighbors if they've had any really positive experience with any particular home inspector. If they have, they'll likely share that with you. And if they've had a bad experience, well, you'll probably learn about that too. You could ask your real estate agent for some referrals, but don't rely on a single recommendation. I suggest asking the agent who they might hire to inspect a home if they were the buyer, or who they think is the most picky inspector. That's the one you want to hire. Do some online research. Ask questions in local forums. Check out online reviews. If a company has a large number of legitimate and positive reviews, they might be a good potential candidate. But beware, as in other fields, some inspectors write their own reviews. You can usually tell which ones those are, and they should be avoided. Don't rely on the fact that an individual possesses a state license or local business permit as any proof whatsoever that they're either overly professional or at all competent. Often that means almost nothing. Look for an individual that's affiliated with a prominent and leading national home inspector organization, one that maintains high entry and membership standards such as the American Society of Home Inspectors, ASHI. Active membership in such an organization is very often a good indication of a home inspector's commitment to professionalism. You can search for complaints against the inspector and their company. Consult the Better Business Bureau to determine if the potential home inspector is an accredited member company and whether or not they have any unresolved complaints against them. Once you've narrowed down your selection to 2 or 3 potential candidates, you need to contact each of those and ask them some direct and pointed questions. And here's where you don't want to be shy or timid in your approach. Please, will you talk to me? If a home inspector doesn't answer their phone or return your initial call in a timely manner, then just move on. If an inspector can't or won't make and take the time to answer your questions now, there's a good likelihood they can't or won't answer them later. Ask them outright how good they are and how long they've been doing this home inspecting thing. If an inspector doesn't exude confidence, again, move on. Likewise, if an inspector doesn't have a significant amount of experience under their belt, you might better keep searching. Everyone has to learn sometime, but maybe you don't want them gaining their basic experience on your home and on your dollar. Ask what kind of report you'll receive. Look for an answer that suggests a narrative style report or a combination narrative checklist type of report, and not one with only a bunch of check marks and no really good explanations of any discovered problems. An inspector that can write using complete sentences is a positive sign. What you need is a good home inspection report that clearly identifies any issues in readily understood language, presented in complete and grammatically correct language. Ask how soon you'll receive your report. Most professional home inspectors will provide their report to you electronically within 24 hours of the completion of the home inspection, and this is what you should expect. Ask if it's okay for you to be there, every step of the way, with the inspector. It's important that you be able to attend every moment of your home inspection should you desire to do so. The inspection should be a time during which you're able to learn about the house and to get your questions answered. An inspector who discourages your presence should be avoided at all costs. So following some basic guidelines, doing some specific research, and asking some pointed questions of potential home inspectors will go far in helping you find a good professional home inspector, and hopefully a good experience with that inspector that you can feel comfortable with. One who you know will be working for you and only for you in protecting your best interests. Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful to you in your search for an awesome home inspector. Now, make it a great one, no matter what it might be, and remember, with houses, you just never know.